It's great to be here tonight with this great group of people from sports and that involve a television station that has really been a cornerstone of this community. You know, it all began there with Vern Lundquist, and I think it ended with Vern Lundquist. You know, I should have seen it coming. And in 1989, and it's not hard for me to remember this because we were at our first press conference, and I had asked some people, a lot of people, to give me some advice in considering getting to be a part of the future of the Cowboys. And you know, how do I handle it? What do we say? What do we don't do? Now, I know many are saying, boy, you should have gotten you some better advice, Jones. This one, number one, probably. But I said, look, we're going to have, you know, first impressions mean a lot. We don't have any second chances. We've got to do it right when we announce that the team has been sold. And one of my advisors said, wait a minute, Jones, you've got it all wrong. That's the world you've been in. You don't get to make mistakes in that world. But said, you've entered the world. Let me give you an example. They've got a guy named Dale Hansen down in Dallas. That guy has made more mistakes, been fired more times, said about anything he wants to in any way he wants to say it, and he's still ticking. Now follow that role model. You're going to be all right. You're going to be all right. It's all your fault, Dale. I remember the night we were involved, and there were tremendous numbers of people there, and they really were not only from our region but from all over the country to talk about a real change after 29 years with the Dallas Cowboys. And we, believe it or not, had worked very hard to try and be conscientious and answer all the questions as they were given. And there was some guy, a jerk, that about the time somebody would ask the question, here he would come. And it sounded condescending to my naive ears. And somebody would ask another question, and then that jerk could step up there and make another statement. And all night long it went on like that. And when it was over, one of my people that was there with me and helping me out said, who was that jerk standing in the back that just kept things interrupted and disrupted all night long? Somebody else said, well, Jerry, he works for you. He's on the voice of the Dallas Cowboys. I thought, you know something? I didn't get here having people that smart working for me. You know that? No, really. Over the years, we've had 8 years later, the time had come for Dale and the Dallas Cowboys. And it was something that was well documented in our immediate sports area. Well, it was well documented by Channel 8. Let's put it like that. And there at 8, that bastion of media strength and power, there at 8, well, at least there was one guy documented on Channel 8. So I think we had a story at that time about how Dale was going on down the road and not going to be a part of the broadcast of the Dallas Cowboys. But one thing that I did want to do at that time was, a lot of people don't realize that our media have offices at our complex. And a lot of people question how smart that is, because obviously it doesn't help them say nice things when they want to say what they want to say with the Cowboys. But Dale had his office back there, and I thought the least I could do, we'd had a good personal relationship, and the least I could do was go back there and clean his office out for him. And so I went back there, and of course I got in that drawer, and I didn't pay any attention to a lot of things and got it all in a basket, but I came upon a file that had game preparation. Dale Hansen's office, game preparation. And I thought, well, now, you know, this is going to be interesting, because at best he was different at how he described what was going on the football field. Let's see what we've got here. Dale, I think that's about all I found. You know, Dale, over the years, I know that we had our talks about how things were going with the broadcast, to his credit, and probably ultimately resulted in him not doing the broadcast of the Cowboys. But to his credit, Dale had his own ideas about how he wanted things to work. And so I always called on him after that, and I'd visit with him and kind of confide in him when a big decision came along for the Cowboys. A lot of people don't realize that. And I knew that Dale was right on top of things. So when I hired Coach Bill Parcells, I thought, well, here, this giant in our market, he needs to meet Coach Parcells and give me an idea of, is the fire still burning in Coach Parcells' belly? Does he really have it? We know he's qualified, and we know he's had great success, but is that fire burning in it? So I called Dale, and I could just hear the excitement, just hear it in his voice. And he said, sure, Jerry, I'd love to come out and meet Bill and give you my opinion. He said, just one thing, you'll need to fax me directions out there. I'll be out there in the morning. On top of it. On top of it. You know, one thing that I'm reminded of when I'm sitting here talking about Dale and honoring Dale, I know that none of the humor and none of the wit was at my expense at any time over the last 15 years.
No, sir. No,
I'm
sir.
reminded.
Now, George Reba took some cheap shots from time to time, and I was offended by it.
I'm reminded that of the management and the tasks that we have with the Dallas Cowboys regarding players, free agency, the cap. And I think of Channel 8, have the respect that we have for them and the management decisions you make. You know, a lot of times, in order to keep real talent, you also have to keep either younger talent or less talent on the payroll just to make it all work out, because every one of them can't be Troy Aikman. Every one of them can't be Emmitt Smith. I don't know if that fits here tonight, but I do know what it's like. I do know what it's like for an organization to have hopes, invest in, bring along talent, let them make the mistakes on your nickel, let them get established, let the fans and everybody get behind them, and then have to sit there and deal with it. And Randy Galloway, how is it over in Fort Worth? Dale, thank you. It's been a lot of laughs. I know that one of the proudest things that I've ever got a chance to be a part of with our organization was on the bus. We were driving down to the Rose Bowl to play in the Super Bowl game. And I knew that there'd be over 105,000 people sitting in that Rose Bowl. And it's beautiful as you wind down through there. I knew that in this country alone, there'd be over 130 million people that watch that game live. And I knew that around the world, there really might exceed 1 billion people to watch that game. And boy, we got to do something that a lot of us never thought we'd ever get to be a little part of, and got to go down there and have success, and then got to do the thing that everybody's proud of. And that is, if you are fortunate enough to win a Super Bowl, they make a story of that, and they do it in film, and they present that on tapes. And we got ours. And after all of that pride and all of that, the voice that came out to remind me where Dale Hansen was Dale Hansen describing, can you believe this, with the Super Bowl. Dale, we've had a great time, lifetime, really crammed into just a few years. Good luck to you. Let's keep it going.
Thank you very much. Very good.